Blue Star is a world parallel to Earth. Over 100 years ago, a game named Dawn descended upon Blue Star. At the same time, monsters, bosses, and even demons within the game start threatening the world's safety constantly. For humans to survive in this era, they have to awaken their profession and must become professional. Then head down to fight monsters and level up until they became the strongest. The story begins in an academy. A girl named Zhou Yi, standing on a glowing platform in a grand hall, heralding the start of her profession awakening, as her teacher announces her successful awakening of the blacksmith profession. Amidst the congratulatory atmosphere, her classmates mockingly jest about the perceived insignificance of being a blacksmith in the early stages, eliciting laughter and amusement. A classmate says, "In the early stages of life, professions can only rely on buying materials to improve, which costs too much money." The teacher tells the students to be quiet and to maintain order. He then calls for the next person named Wang Tianqi to step forward for his profession awakening. Wang Tianqi eagerly steps forward on the teacher's call. After a few minutes, the teacher announces Wang Tianqi's successful awakening of the Holy Knight profession as he stands proudly. Wang's friend acknowledges Wang Tianqi's achievement, stating, "As expected of Brother Wang, the Holy Knight is such a rare profession." Another friend says, "That's natural. We're talking about Brother Wang after all." The teacher, with a fiery expression, shouts at Wang, "Now that you've already awakened your profession, hurry up and get down there. Don't waste other people's time." Now, teacher calls for the next person named Zhou Yi to step onto the platform. Zhou Yi, with a confident expression, steps forward. As he reached his hand on the black stone, a sudden burst of black mana engulfed him. The teacher announces Zhou Yi's profession as an assassin. Zhou Yi's classmates react with shock and awe to his revealed profession, marveling at its rarity and impressive abilities. They all started talking about him. One of the kids standing there exclaimed, "Wow, an assassin, that's such a rare profession." Another kid expresses his feelings, "I'm so envious." They discuss the abilities of assassins, such as dealing high damage and using stealth, marveling at their prowess. Just after Zhou Yi awakens his profession, a screen appears in front of him showing all his state and personal information like level, profession, health, strength, etc. But Wang and his friend mock Zhou Yi. Wang said, "What's so great about awakening an assassin's profession? Zhou Yi isn't even good at assassin's weapons, so awakening that profession is useless for him." Wang's friend says, "I heard that this guy spent a long time practicing with two-handed swords, wanting to become a warrior. He must be dumbfounded now." Continuing their conversation, another of Wang's friends says, "All his talents are lost. If he starts training again, it'll take him at least a year and a half to adapt." The first friend replies, "Yes, exactly. I bet he won't even last a few minutes in the newbie zone." Although his classmates were making fun of him, he kept his cool and continued to stare at his status screen. On screen, there was information on a skill named Insight. Zhou Yi knew that every profession comes with an exclusive skill. For assassins, it is the insight that reveals the opponent's weaknesses, dealing 100% true damage within 5 seconds. However, he sees another skill called the Hand of God, and he thinks that this Hand of God shouldn't be a typical assassin's stealing skill. This skill can steal one of the target's items, skills, or attributes. It can be used up to 2 times on the same target within 2-meter radius. Zhou Yi thinks, after all, ordinary assassins can only steal coins, but this Hand of God can steal items, attributes, and even skills. It's too outrageous. A notification screen appears for acquiring a passive skill weapon master. Zhou Yi thought this passive skill didn't seem like much, but screen says weapon masters can use any weapon without restrictions. After reading about the weapon master skill, Zhou Yi begins to contemplate, perhaps with it I can become an assassin with two-handed swords? He leaves that idea to think for later and ponders on the skill Hand of God. stating that this skill is obviously not a typical assassin's skill, wondering if this could be his golden finger. Zhou Yi's teacher places a reassuring hand on his shoulder and advises Zhou Yi to ignore the nonsense of others, mentioning the supposed difficulty of the novice trial and suggesting Zhou Yi to become familiar with the assassin's profession. Zhou Yi confidently says, "Don't worry, teacher. I've awakened a rare profession. Ordinary people wouldn't even dream of it." He murmurs, "Novice zone? I'll clear it to show you guys." As he was leaving, he heard someone talking behind his back. "You must be kidding. Who cares about your lousy profession? A regular assassin can only skulk around like a scout. How can they even compare to our brother Wang?" This remark seems to challenge Zhou Yi's confidence and determination. As Zhou Yi walks home from school, Wang and his friend follow closely behind, continuing to make derogatory remarks, including a warning from Wang not to encounter them in the game in the future. Still, Zhou Yi was confident to give them a big surprise. When Zhou Yi gets home, he receives a notification on his screen confirming his nickname, Death Star, has been sent successfully. Additionally, the screen prompts him, addressing him as Dear Mr. Death Star, asking if he would like to customize his appearance. Zhou Yi thinks, assassins always wear masks, and you can't even see them in the game. He skips the screen and decides to use his real appearance. The screen reappears, prompting Zhou Yi to select his novice weapon. Zhou Yi chooses the two-handed sword instinctively, stating, "A two-handed sword is the epitome of manly romance." A notification pops up. Weapon selection successful. Esteemed player Death Star, you will enter the novice trial now. After the countdown, Zhou Yi entered the novice trial. With a sense of wonder and admiration, he remarked, "Wow, one-click equipment change, quite intelligent." Suddenly, a warning flashed, shifting Zhou Yi's expression to determination. Tension in his posture signaled preparedness for the first wave of monsters about to attack. Just after that, a goblin appears and yells, "Delicious human, let me taste your blood and flesh." Zhou Yi, as he was waiting for this moment, says, "Perfect timing. Let's see how effective my cheat is." Confronting the goblin, Zhou Yi quickly assessed the situation, waiting patiently to use his move against him. In the blink of an eye, the goblin jumps to attack him. Zhou Yi took this opportunity and used his skill Hand of God to steal the opponent's skills. Unexpectedly, Zhou Yi finds himself holding a club, puzzled by the situation, and contemplates, "Why is it a club? Wasn't it supposed to steal or something?" The system gave a hint, explaining that this skill could only randomly steal one of the target's items, skills, or attributes, and the outcome depended on actual combat. With a mix of disbelief and annoyance, he punches the screen, exclaiming, "Oh, come on! I thought it'd be powerful, but isn't this just copying?" Suddenly, a bigger goblin interrupts his thoughts and attacks him with his full power, catching Zhou Yi off guard. Analyzing the situation, he then considered using the profession-exclusive skill since the Hand of God didn't work. Zhou Yi activates his skill insight to discern his opponent's weakness. As the skill takes effect, he gains the ability to perceive his vulnerabilities. In a moment of realization, Zhou Yi acknowledges this newfound advantage with confidence. He knew, due to the weapon master, he could use all types of weapons without any restriction. Zhou Yi begins his assault on the goblin with a powerful strike targeting the goblin's head. He finishes him off with a single attack that leaves other enemies reeling in terror. Zhou Yi understood that he had two chances to steal from each one, so Zhou Yi beat them all one by one, stealing skills and equipment from them. He understood the correct way to use the Hand of God by combining it with the assassin's exclusive skills. After beating them all, he felt a second wave of goblins about to attack. Zhou Yi, with no hesitation, mocks them, exclaiming, "It's perfect! Come on, bring it on, you losers! This time I'll be more serious!" With determination in his eyes, he raises his sword and swings it with his full might, bravely confronting the advancing horde, swiftly cutting them down and obtaining attribute points. While fighting, he ponders, "Although stealing attribute points is not stable, as a novice with high agility and a higher damage multiplier from wielding a two-handed sword, I can easily crush these novice goblins." After he dealt with the second wave, a screen shows up, stating that Zhou Yi's all attributes have increased by 16 points and the level has also risen to 2. Zhou Yi thought, next should be the arrival of the ultimate boss, known as the Unbeatable Boss. Zhou Yi sees a glimpse of someone running towards him and says, "You tiny insects kneel at my feet." Zhou Yi got panicked and said, "Where exactly this demon is?" He then hears someone's voice behind his back. A Catwoman's figure emerges behind him stating, "Hey little brother, are you looking for me?" Startled and quickly jumped back and wondered, when did she appear behind me? She makes fun of Zhou Yi. A little thief carrying a two-handed sword as decoration? This is so funny. Zhou Yi's expression shifts to serious contemplation, and Zhou Yi responds with a surprise, "Huh, a little thief?" Zhou Yi attacks her with the skill Hand of God, intending to catch her off guard. However, the demon effortlessly dodges the attack, remarking that it did not harm her at all. The screen appears, reminding Zhou Yi that he still has one more chance to steal skills or weapons from the same target, since he can only obtain a useless ring. Zhou Yi thinks, last time it was a stick, this time it's a ring. Can't it be more reliable? The demon quickly noticed and shouted at Zhou Li, "Hey, you little thief! What are you doing with my ring?" She angrily demands to give back her ring, catching Zhou Yi off guard. Zhou Yi activated his skill, but it needed time to recharge before he could use it again. Realizing this, he thought, I only have one more chance. The cooldown isn't done yet, so I can only stall her for a little while first. He began to praise the demon's ring, marveling, "Wow, it's such an exquisite ring, especially when paired with someone as beautiful as you, it's just perfect." She falls into his flattery and is unaware that Zhou Yi was merely stalling for time by praising her ring. The demon smiled and replied, "Really? You're right. In fact, my friend's family feels the same way." Zhou Yi retorted with attitude, "But I stole it from you with my ability. Why should I give it back to you?" The demon replied sharply, "What did you say, you little brat?" Zhou Yi pondered his next move, thinking, "Next, I have to lead her to me, as long as she's within 2 meters. Demon shouts at Zhou Yi, "Damn it, you little thief!" She became angry, and as she went berserk, a warning screen appeared near her mentioning, "The nocturnal lil demon has gone berserk, boosting all its attributes by 30%. Zhou Yi reflects on the trial. Acknowledging its daunting nature with a 0% passing rate, the pressure weighs heavily on him, nearly robbing him of breath. However, he was thrilled that this is what makes it worth the challenge. As his skill's cooldown completed, the demon charges toward Zhou Yi with her outstanding speed and uses her skill 10 steps 1 fatal strike, unleashing a devastating blow. But Zhou Yi was smiling as he was scheming something. The demon launched another attack from behind while shouting, "Go to hell, you little thief!" But Zhou Yi blocked it with his two-handed sword, and the demon was shocked. She realized that the sword was not merely decorative. Zhou Yi, confidently holding off the demon's attack, confronts her with attitude asking, "Why do you look so surprised?" Meanwhile, he internally assesses that the distance is adequate, deciding it's time to use his skill to steal the demon's abilities. While declaring, "Now, here's an even bigger surprise for you." Zhou Yi launches his attack with the skill Hand of God. The screen reveals the successful theft of the skill 10 steps, 1 fatal strike by Zhou Yi. The demon was in confusion over the sudden inability to execute her ultimate move. She questions aloud, "What happened to my ultimate move? Why do I suddenly feel like I can't do it?" As she was in thought, Zhou Yi swiftly came behind her and activated his skill Death Eye, and subsequently used the stolen damage enhancement skill obtained from the demon. As Zhou Yi was scanning for her weakness, the demon observed and quickly grasped the situation and wondered inwardly, "How could he use my skill?" Zhou Yi attacks and hits the demon with tremendous power, causing her to be thrown back and ultimately knocked to the ground. The demon still didn't believe and said this was impossible. She asked Zhou Yi, "Who the hell are you? It's impossible for a thief to break through so many restrictions at the same time." Zhou Yi, with a cold, overpowered glare, says, "I am Death Star." The screen notifies him of the death of the ultimate boss. Zhou Yi, while smiling, contemplates. She was worthy of being the ultimate boss compared to those goblins. There is quite a level difference. He was amazed by the combination of these skills since the damage was even higher than I imagined. The system congratulates him, a beginner player, Death Star, for successfully passing the beginner ultimate trial, rewarding him with a forbidden treasure chest. In the Dawn world, people saw that the announcement congratulating the Death Star player who had beaten the ultimate boss. The people start asking each other who this guy is. One guy asks his friend, "Who is this Death Star?" He is so strong that his friend says, "I don't know," and yells in the crowd, "Does anyone know what kind of profession this Death Star has?" Somewhere in the Church of the End, a man loudly laughs and says, "Death Star." He follows up with a chilling declaration, "He must possess a powerful soul. If he is sacrificed to the Lord will surely be resurrected. Hurry, go find him." The individuals surrounding him respond to this directive by fervently shouting, "Yes!" In the next scene, within the tower of the Blue Star Federation, senior members were holding a meeting, discussing Death Star. One of them acknowledges Death Star as a formidable newcomer, expressing concern that he will be targeted by people from the Church of the End. Taking charge, he orders everyone present to locate Death Star and ensure his protection at all costs. The others around the table respond affirmatively in agreement with the directive. While Zhou Yi suddenly sneezed, prompting him to jokingly inquire, "Who's thinking about me right now?"
He switches his focus and says, "Who cares? Let's see what's in the treasure chest first." His nonchalant demeanor and curiosity hinted at his adventurous nature. Zhou Yi's eyes widened in astonishment as he beheld the contents of the treasure chest.
Please like the video so my efforts don't go in vain. In this game world, there are various treasure chests, like ordinary wooden chests, precious golden treasure chests, and unique dazzling diamond treasure chests, and the most precious forbidden treasure chest, which was rewarded to Zhou Yi after killing the boss monster. When Zhou Yi opened the treasure chest, he obtained the Damocles sword. The screen then displayed the details of the sword, revealing its formidable capabilities. Thrown weapon. After the weapon is thrown, it will cause 400% physical damage and 300% lightning attribute damage to all creatures within a 30-meter radius of the target. Reading this, Zhou Yi's eyes lit up with excitement, and a soft laugh escaped his lips, thinking that he had become a mobile nuclear bomb. In the subsequent scene, at his apartment building, a figure approaches the door, knocking gently before inquiring, "Excuse me, is this where Zhou Yi resides? I'm a friend of his." Zhou Yi receives a notification on his screen about visitors coming, prompting him to wonder if his sister has returned. He decides to hide his nickname before checking who the visitor is. He then responds to the knock on the door by asking, "Who is it?" and indicating that he's coming. Zhou Yi opened the door and asked the man who was knocking, "Who are you?" Without introducing himself, he started promoting his church, saying, "We believe in the great Lord of the End, who has the power to lead us in the remaking of the world. He is the beginning of everything. The awakening of your rare profession is because of the guidance of our Lord." And then asking directly, "So please, join us." Thinking about the cult this weird man was talking about, Zhou Yi declined and decided to call the authorities secretly. The man notices Zhou Yi's phone. Zhou Yi attempts to close the door, but the man forcefully opens the door with his strength and asks if he's calling the police. Zhou Yi to step back defensively. Expressing outrage, he says, "How dare you call the police? Now I'll just have to send you directly to my lord." The man attacks, shouting, "Die!" In response, Zhou Yi activates his skill, the Hand of God, to either steal the man's skill or weapon. Zhou Yi realizes that whether it's the weapon or the skill, he must steal one first to weaken the man's strength. Zhou Yi receives a warning notification on the screen stating that the Hand of God skill is not allowed on human players. Zhou Yi, with a frustrated expression on his face, thinks to himself, "Damn it. How come there is such a setting?" After realizing that he is unarmed because he thought it was his sister, he decides to make do with a knife nearby. He grabs the knife and mentions that his weapon mastery skill allows him to use any weapon effectively. Zhou Yi utilizes his death eye to pinpoint the man's weakness, and upon finding it, he swiftly executes his skill, 10-step 1, fatal strike. The man acknowledges Zhou Yi. He then ominously declares that the only outcome for rejecting the Church of the End and daring to call the police is a dead end. The man turned to attack Zhou Yi with his sword, bringing it dangerously close to Zhou Yi's neck. However, before the man could strike, an arrow suddenly pierces his head, instantly killing him. The guy who shot the arrow was behind Zhou Yi with his partner. The partner checked the man's body and reported to the captain that the target was identified as a cult member, and he was dead. Following this, the captain comes toward Zhou Yi and reassures him that it's safe now. Let's get out of here, clean up the scene, and close the line. 30 minutes later, the captain explained to Zhou Yi in the car that the guy who attacked you was from a cult organization that emerged after the Dawn game. They specialize in killing professional players for fun, and once they've set their sights on a certain target, they won't let them go easily. You're still very weak now, so if it happens again, please contact us immediately. The captain dropped Zhou Yi off at his building, and Zhou Yi thanked him for coming in time. Afterward, Zhou Yi's sister rushes toward him upon spotting law enforcement vehicles, asking him why the law enforcement came. Was he bullied by someone? He replies, "It's okay. It was just a routine inquiry from a passing law enforcement officer." He asks his sister to go home first. His sister was relieved after hearing this. When they both get to their apartment, his sister asks, "Hey, how did you do today? What profession did you awaken? What's your nickname? Let me add you as a friend." Zhou Yi makes a dull face, but then his sister says, "What's with the sad face? It doesn't matter even if you awaken to a living profession. Your sister's salary is very high now, so I can support you. Why don't you tell me about your profession?" Zhou Yi replies, "No need, thank you, sister. But I'm a little sleepy now, so I'm going up to rest first." After the conversation with his sister, he found himself deeply contemplating the passage of time. Time goes by so fast I almost forgot. 18 years ago, I was an abandoned orphan when I came here. I remember being adopted by his sister's family, and when her parents introduced me to her, she was so happy to have me as a brother. She said she would always protect me. But later, my adoptive parents passed away unexpectedly. Zhou Yi was afraid to reveal his profession and nickname. He knew that his sister might be put in danger. Zhou Yi said to himself, "Sorry, sister, give me some time. When I'm strong enough, I'll definitely tell you about my profession." The next day, Zhou Yi arrived at Mingyu village. As he gazed at the system screen, he pondered, "I'm only at level 3 now. If I want to level up quickly, I'll have to take on quests, which offer the greatest rewards and experience." Continuing his thoughts, he recalled, "I remember the thief mentor was right here, so I'm going to learn skills from him first. Then I'll see if there are any good quests I can do later." Upon entering the pub, Zhou Yi overheard a conversation about the Death Star. One man bragged, "The Death Star is my buddy. I'll have him take care of you." His friend asked, "The one who completed the final trial?" The blonde man confirmed, "Yes, we're practically brothers." Listening to the man's boastful claims, the Death Star pondered, "How come I didn't know I had a buddy?" As he proceeded into the VIP room, Zhou Yi greeted the thief mentor and expressed his desire to learn a skill from him. The mentor rebuffed him, exclaiming, "You useless noobs always bother me while I'm drinking." Nonetheless, he reluctantly displayed his skills screen to Zhou Yi to avoid further interruption. While Zhou Yi contemplated which skill to learn, the mentor impatiently interjected, "Hurry up and choose! Don't keep me from drinking!" Zhou Yi expressed his preference for learning stealth, but also offered to undertake any quests available. However, the mentor dismissed his request, insisting, "My quests are beyond the capabilities of even a level 5, and don't forget to pay the 10 gold coins for learning the skill." Zhou Yi couldn't help but think of the mentor as a crazy NPC. Leaving the pub, the blonde man mocked Zhou Yi, cautioning him not to seek trouble beyond his level and suggesting he practice in Wild Wolf Valley first. A girl complimented the thief mentor, remarking on his appearance and skill, despite her skepticism about a thief wielding a big sword. As a wolf suddenly crashed into their table, shocking them all, Zhou Yi, now at level 5, stepped forward and apologized. "Sorry, my hand slipped." he once again inquired about the quest. The thief mentor begrudgingly confirmed that Zhou Yi could undertake easier quests in the village, suitable for beginners, though he remained skeptical of Zhou Yi's capabilities. Nevertheless, Zhou Yi happily accepted the quest. Entering the Dark Ridge, Zhou Yi pondered the existence of a dungeon there, with a mixture of skepticism and curiosity. He resolved not to be fooled by what the mentor called an easy quest. As Zhou Yi swings open the creaking door and crosses the threshold, he is suddenly swallowed by an abyss of darkness. Meanwhile, within the lively ambiance of the pub, the girls accompanying the mentor exchange anxious glances, murmuring that surely the thief has met his fate within the trap. Across the room, the thief's mentor wears a visage etched with a chilling expression as he grimly declares that the dungeon's challenges exact a heavy toll, serving as just retribution for past humiliations. Zhou Yi falls and crashes onto the ground of the Dark Ridge, amazed that the black pit serves as the entrance. The screen appears, showing that Zhou Yi has finally entered the dungeon. As he surveys the dungeon, some knights walk towards him. The system mentions that he has triggered a side quest, tasked with defeating 100 night monsters within 8 hours. "I just landed and there are monsters already," Zhou Yi contemplates. He turns around to defend himself and thinks, "There are so many monsters, and my Hand of God is a skill with a cooldown. Even if I combine it with the skeleton sword, which is suitable for single combat, it would be too slow to fight them one by one." Thinking that he should try Damocle's sword, which is suitable for AoE attacks, he takes out his sword and throws it over the knights. It strikes the knights, causing an explosion and killing 10 of them. He is happy and praises the weapon for its effectiveness. He calls the sword to return, and within a second, the sword flies back to him. Thinking that it's good to get rid of them quickly, he throws the sword multiple times to take out the remaining knights. He calls back his sword, and with a calm demeanor, he thinks that something is wrong since it's too easy. Zhou Yi opens his backpack to see what he's collected. After inspecting the contents, he says with disappointment, "It's not much of a harvest, except for a couple of guaranteed skill books. The rest are rubbish, not even a single useful weapon." He feels another monster behind him and turns around to see what kind of monster he's facing now. "Is it even worth fighting?" the monster asks Zhou Yi with an angry expression. "Are you the one who killed my men? If you did, you will pay for it with your life." Zhou Yi replies, "Oh, that depends on whether you have the ability to stand against me." He activates his stealth skill and vanishes into thin air. The monster is shocked and thinks, "Wait, where the hell did he go? Did he just disappear?" In the next scene at the pub, someone mentions obtaining a rare skill from a hidden quest. Another person expresses envy, highlighting the elusive nature of such quests in the world of Dawn. The thief mentor muses, "It's been 2 hours. The kid must have given up by now." Right then, Zhou Yi bursts through the door. The thief mentor, utterly shocked, blurts out, "Who the hell is this kid?" With a bag clutched tightly, Zhou Yi approaches the thief mentor and declares, "Here's your 500 gold coins. I seek information about a certain place." As the thief mentor begins to inspect the coins, he responds, Well, not bad, kid. Ask whatever you want." Zhou Yi inquires, "Do you know where Dreamless Village is?" He displays the hidden quest letter obtained from the golden treasure chest to the thief mentor. The thief mentor scrutinizes the letter and murmurs, "Dreamless Village." Taking a prolonged sip from his bottle, he remarks, "You know who lacks dreams? The departed. Dreamless Village has become the village of the dead." Zhou Yi's expression turns puzzled, and he wonders, "A village of the dead?" The thief mentor elaborates, "Just 30 miles west of the beginner village, there's a tunnel that leads to Dreamless Village. The dungeon appears every midnight. But heed my warning, the weakest monsters there are level 25, surpassing the highest level players in the beginner village at level 20. There's even a level 30 boss. However, this dungeon is a chance dungeon. It's not solely about slaying monsters. Making the right choices grants access to hidden career change items." Zhou Yi didn't appear too intimidated. With a smirk, he remarked, "Hidden career change items? Sounds like a nice reward." The thief mentor interjects, "However, Dreamless Village is exceedingly perilous, so I strongly advise—" Before he could finish, Zhou Yi cuts in, turning to leave. All right, thanks, bye. The thief mentor shouts after him, Hey, are you even listening to me? While leaving the pub, he thinks to himself, There are level 25 monsters after all, so I need to make proper preparations. But first, let's change this trash gear. As Zhou Yi approaches the Black Dragon Emperor building, he recalls that Dawn and the real world are intertwined, and all items in Dawn World can be sold and traded in real life. Upon entering the Black Dragon Chamber of Commerce, he realizes that this is one of the top 3 chambers of commerce in the country, claiming to be able to obtain anything you desire. While searching for his new gear, Zhou Yi spots his sister and her friend. He murmurs to himself, Why is my sister here with that damn witch? As his sister spots him, she asks, Little Yi, what are you doing here? And what's with your outfit? Quickly recognizing the change, she questions, Have you awakened to the assassin profession? He was surprised that his sister quickly recognized his profession. Zhou Yi responded, Yes, I am an assassin. Thankfully, I masked my true identity before coming here. Otherwise, this witch might have exposed me, he murmurs. Then Jiang Xiaoyu sweetly mocks Zhou Yi, saying, Why did our two-handed swordsman switch to holding a dagger? Zhou Yi replies curtly, None of your business. She responds, What are you talking about? Zhou Yi retorts, I could stab you in the back with a dagger. She sweetly mocks again, Right. Our little swordsman is the strongest. Zhou Yi's sister yells at them, You two are always fighting as soon as you see each other. Please stop it. His sister says, Zhou Yi, I'll buy you some gear so that you can get through your beginner phase better. Zhou Yi declines, but Jiang Xiaoyu gets close to him and warns, If you dare to spoil your sister's fun, you're dead. Zhou Yi, with a fearful expression, says, No need to buy anything too expensive. Thank you, sister. Upon entering the shop, Zhou Yi's sister confidently requests, Bring me the finest beginner assassin gear you have. The girl salesman nods and responds, Of course, ma'am. She then gestures for Zhou Yi to follow her to try out the gears. After trying on the gear, he steps outside the changing room to show everyone. The girl salesman asks, How about this? Jiang Xiaoyu turns back and laughs, saying, The 2 little horns are great. Just look at them. They look so domineering. Stepping out of the changing room in new gear to display, Zhou Yi overhears Jiang Xiaoyu jesting with his sister. I think this set suits your brother's temperament perfectly. Zhou Yi's sister counters, Isn't it a bit too extravagant? My brother prefers simplicity. After all, he's an assassin. As Zhou Yi tries on another gear and shows it to them, Jiang Xiaoyu stifles a laugh. Zhou Yi's sister remarks, This set, why it makes him look taller. After 2 hours of deliberation, Zhou Yi settles on his chosen gear. He selects the Blood Dragon trench coat, which enhances his stamina, defense, and agility. Zhou Yi says, I'm tired. Jiang Xiaoyu responds, Not bad. After all, Xing Yu chose this one. His sister Xing Yu praises her brother, saying, This one makes him much more handsome. She turns to the saleswoman. How much for this set? We'll take it. The saleswoman asks for 1,889,999 gold coins. As she moves ahead to pay, Jiang Xiaoyu teasingly says to Zhou Yi, I'm being taken care of by your sister again. Zhou Yi realizes that he finally has the gear he needs, so it's time to get out there. As he leaves, Zhou Yi says to his sister, Sister, you and Jiang Xiaoyu should go hang out. I'm heading to Dawn World to do a quest first. His sister replies, Okay, don't stay up too late. With a puzzled expression, Zhou Yi questions, This is Dreamless Village? Shouldn't it be devoid of life? However, as he moves closer to enter, he notices a barrier encompassing the entire village. Strolling through the village, Zhou Yi spots 3 children playing and wonders aloud, Where are the level 25 monsters? Why only children here? Suddenly, one of the kids stumbles. Zhou Yi hurries over to assist, asking, Are you all right? The child reassures him, I'm okay. The child turns and expresses gratitude. Thank you, big brother. As Zhou Yi gazes at the child's face, he discerns that it's merely a skeleton emitting blue light. A mixture of fear and bewilderment overtakes his expression. Alright guys, this is it for today. Please like and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.